quite interesting and important to note. We were in 4 cities simultaneously: Pretoria, in Tuwani, as well as Bordeaux, Paris, as well as Lyon. And we had to unfortunately disconnect for the afternoon because of the flow of the event. But for me in itself, that was fascinating, and it demonstrated the kind of innovation that we're dealing with. Firstly, in dealing with blue ocean, when we speak about blue ocean, we're not talking about ocean economy. I think it's important just to demystify the concept before we continue. Um, blue ocean speaks about a thinking, a methodology, a strategy. In organizations, often it's referred to a blue ocean versus a red ocean, where typically a red ocean speaks about where there's a lot of competition between institutions, and therefore, as customers move between organizations, it is said that there's blood in the ocean. A blue ocean, a good example that many of us would are familiar with, would be Uber. When Uber initially was launched, they were in the blue ocean with no competition because of the models that they applied. Now they have competition, and to me it was fascinating today looking at the youngsters of the city as well as French founders applying blue ocean principles since this morning on how do we create new solutions for service delivery in the city. How do we create, how do we eliminate, how do we raise, and how do we reduce? So for me, like I said, it was quite emotional to see how our students in the city can come together and craft new solutions. We have a responsibility ultimately as the city and innovation to really find ways to implement and test some of these solutions. We've come a long way. Nosipo will shortly speak to the InterVarsity Challenge and how we ended up here. But I thought it's important to just clarify the concept of blue ocean strategy. In an age of disruption, wherever we go, we hear disruptive innovation, and yes, there's a place for it. Blue ocean speaks about non-disruptive growth, saying that instead of us competing for the same pie, let's create new pies. Let's enlarge the pies. Let's create new customer bases. And hence, that's why I'm so excited about this methodology. Now, the founder of the Blue Ocean Awards, Mr. Alba Erhal, tells me that the past 7 years with the Blue Ocean Awards, the finalists and the winners managed to secure, 91% of the winners managed to secure funding within 6 months. So that ought to tell us something. But more fascinating for me is that post-victory, the winners, their businesses grow 40 times on average. And I'm saying, I believe that's the type of exponential growth that we need in the city, that we need in the country, that we need on the continent. Welcome to the first edition of the International Blue Ocean Awards. Thank you. With that said, help me welcome Group Head Nosipo Tlatswayo, Group Head for City Strategies and Organizational Performance, representing our Acting City Manager this afternoon. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Executive Mayor, Deputy Ambassador, all the Vice Chancellors that are here, as well as the CEOs of local and international companies that are in our presence today. I was tasked with taking you through a short journey that we've embarked upon as a city of Chuane that culminated to us participating in this day. In 2019, 27 November, we reached out to the universities in the city, including UNISA, TUT, University of Pretoria, and we also reached out to the Innovation Hub, Technology Innovation Agency, Tax Innovation, ESCOM, HSRC, and many others. And we seeded an idea with them that said, it would be great if the young people of the city were to participate in innovation, and for their efforts or their innovations to be recognized. The intent of this, it was for us to first of all expose the students to innovation, but second of all to give them recognition for any solutions that they might come up with. Obviously, we are a city, we render services to our citizenry and to our customers, and we had to structure it to focus on particular solutions that we needed for our own city. And we channeled them towards looking at customer services, at looking at cable theft, traffic management in the CBD, revenue collection, and the likes. Exactly 1 year after we reached out to our partners, in November 2020, we then held the Innovation Awards, Chuane Innovation Awards, Inter-University Awards. And Professor Kupe, you were missed at those awards, but you were duly represented by by UNISA, Professor Makanya at that event. The young people that were there, those that won and those that did not win, expressed their appreciation for how the city exposed them, not only to innovation, but to the process of ideation and the ideas that they had and the innovations that they had. They were able to see that they can be implemented practically in the city environment. Those that won, they were able to get some seed funding into their projects, and then they were also exposed to the world-class training on blue oceans, and that has culminated into the day that we are having here today. We really appreciate the partnership that we have established, particularly with the French Embassy, the universities, and the various companies that have been with us through this journey. We keep saying to people, we are a youthful city. And when we say that, we always say that the solutions to the challenges that we face as a city lie in the young people. Those young people that participated in that program, I can assure them, if they are in our presence, the future looks bright with you participating in initiatives like these. And I can also say that the future looks bright given the fact that we are participating with various international stakeholders, which is going to give solution to problems, not the ones that we face as a city, but problems that are also global problems that are there. So with that, I thought I must just express my gratitude to everyone. It's been just a short time, 2 years, for us to be able to participate in this, but your efforts, your cooperation, and sometimes as much as it was frustrating to deal with us as city officials, it has resulted to us being here today, and we're hoping that we can multiply the number of young people that are participating in this event, and we can implement some of those solutions to deal with our problems in the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nosipho. That outlines the process so well of how we ended up here. Let me now call on Prof. Puleng Lenkabula, Principal and VC, Vice Chancellor of UNISA. A round of applause, please.
Dumelang, Sani Bonani, bonjour, bonjour. I thank you very much. I've understood that in the context of Africa, greetings are not just to find out how you are doing, but they are about the ability to check whether as humanity we are well together. I want to express my gratitude for the invitation this afternoon to really commemorate the imperative and intersections for universities, cities, but also international partners in their effort to ensuring that we celebrate inventions, but also innovations that are resonant and relevant for the developmental trajectory of cities. I'm of the view that as scholars such as Tiambe Zeleza remind us, that cities are not just great for us as society, because that's where the socio-economic, political, and interactions between humanity, but also economies and ideas often are found. But cities are environments at which not only the political, the economic, ecological, and the international resonate. Because as the feminist philosopher, Iron Maurice Young, says, we cannot be cosmopolitan, neither can we be inventive if we don't look at these relationships or relationality that enable us to envision together a society through knowledge, relationships, inventions, shared ideas, technologies, and their constant evolution interact. I'd like to acknowledge the protocol that my colleague, the program director, has already shared with you. And I'd like to express that as the University of South Africa, we are truly elated that the French Embassy, the city, the universities in the city have worked together. The executive mayor, deputy ambassador, members of the diplomatic corps, vice chancellors and deputy vice chancellors. I recognized Professor Tuwani just coming in now, executive representatives of research, academic institutions, but more importantly, the youth and young adults that participated in the event that has been organized for their commemoration, but also the commemoration of ideas. We, as the University of South Africa, have recognized that we do not only exist in the erythropolis, but we exist in the different centers of our universities where the sea, the space, the ocean, the technologies, and the ideas resonate. But we also recognize quite cogently on what you have just said, that we invented open distance education 2 centuries ago, aligned with the postal services as the modality of economy and mediating distance. And when that happened, it spawned also university system in South Africa. But as it was stated, we recognize that we cannot only live in the glory of the past, for new systems, innovations, and industrializations are taking place. And if we just hold on to the post office as a modality of mediating distance, we will be burying ourselves. And therefore, it is with the understanding that inventions and constant innovations are critical to reading the signs of times and the shifts in our society that we think these partnerships and abilities or platforms where youth and young adults, researchers, ideas from other geographic environments, but also in their relationship with the shared technologies in South Africa would be helpful. And for this, we think of these opportunities as those spaces where, as epistemic communities with the international community, we can imagine how to work together in order that we promote innovations that solve some challenges, but also the ideas or ideation as an important area. Sometimes it's important to think, rethink, and think for the sake of thinking. Because in thinking, that's when the innovations accrue. We did not know in 1870, when Mendel studied the two Ps, that in 1957, genetics would have grown and gene editing today would be important. But here in South Africa and in the city, is not just the fourth industrial revolution technologies aligned. It is also the inventions and innovations that solve the daily challenges and meaning making of communities, particularly in the margins, that are resonant. The water inventions that youth and young adults have referred to, issues around climatic changes and interventions, ecological degradation, are quite important areas for our focus. And we're thankful to the city, but also to the universities that have participated, including the French Embassy for the support that they've given to the universities, but also for the partnerships. We are of the view that this is quite an important partnership and an opportunity that we will constantly support in order to ensure that the culture of inventive ingenuity, of ideation and research, but also of looking for critical questions to solving in the city, the country, the continent, and the global arena coalesce. Thank you very much. I wish all the prospective awardees all the best, and I'd like to congratulate the French Embassy for hosting us and hosting us well, as well as the universities that have participated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You couldn't see my smile behind the mask. Thank you, ma'am. Indeed, as the city of Tuwani, we have an approved innovation strategy. And at the heart of the strategy, we're positioning the city as the innovation capital of South Africa. With leaders like we've heard just now, indeed, I think it is achievable. Thank you for your speech. I now ask Professor Tawana Kupe, Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria, to address us.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. A very good afternoon to everybody. I would like to acknowledge before I give you my few remarks, of course, the French Ambassador and the Deputy Ambassador, His Worship Councillor Randall Williams, Executive Mayor, City of Chuane, Professor Puleng Lenkabula, Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of South Africa, Masebata Mutlaneng, Acting City Manager, City of Chuane, Nosipo Hlachayo, Group Head, City Strategy and Organizational Performance, City of Chuane. Isaiah Engelbrecht, Executive Director, Innovation and Knowledge Management, the City of Chuane, and Alban Errol, founder of the Blue Ocean Awards. And to other dignitaries and everybody present here today, good afternoon and all protocol observed. It is a privilege for me to be here this very first international edition of Blue Ocean Awards. This ceremony and the history preceding it reflects so much of what the University of Pretoria has fixed its gaze on achieving. The Blue Ocean wisdom, and I quote, "All strategies won't survive in tomorrow's business environment. It's time to shift the perspective," close quote, applies as much to every area of life as it does to the business in these disrupted times. Universities need to be at the forefront of this shift and reimagined and repositioned to be key drivers and agents of change. The collaboration of educational institutions and strengthening the link between universities to assist corporate companies to develop the city of Chuane and a city of the future with ideas for innovative and efficient service delivery represents this very notion. And as always, this is best achieved through partnerships. We are proud to have walked the road with the city of Chuane InterVarsity Innovations Challenge since its inception in November 2019, and are grateful to the city of Chuane for the opportunities afforded to the bright innovators who have been nurtured through our technology incubator and accelerator tax innovation. We are confident that this program is building up a vibrant entrepreneurship community in Chuane as it looks to be Africa's innovation capital. I firmly believe as Vice Chancellor of the University of Pretoria that what is developing in the city of Chuane is the most innovative square mile in Africa. Our involvement with the Blue Oceans Awards began in September 2020 through their participation in the workshops to the City of Chuane InterVarsity Challenge finalists. We are honored to be part of this prestigious competition. We are also extremely proud of our two finalists, Adaptive Traffic Light Management. The founders of these companies, along with their fellow finalists, are true blue ocean strategists who see opportunities where others see constraints. Lastly, I would like to express our welcoming of the collaboration with Veolia, Southern Africa, and the Michelin Group to explore a new way of operation, which will be key in opening the door to future collaborations between France and South Africa. I look forward to many future opportunities of mutual benefit. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Coupe. Some may know that I am a praying man, and while she was speaking, I was saying, let Prof. Coupe please refer to the most innovative square mile, because I've read before that you speak about it. Because when I had said that we're positioning the city as the most innovative capital, I'm sure some people may have had questions. But then when we speak about the most innovative square mile, we speak about a belt, a concentration of organizations and institutions that support innovation. Our universities, Innovation Hub, Technology Innovation Agency, and the likes. And the last I checked, Prof, and I haven't checked recently, that concentration was the most innovative square mile on the continent of Africa, and it's hosted and located in the city of Tuwani. With that said, let me welcome Professor Vati Papu Zamkaka, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, Technology University of Technology. Oops. This is not my day job, I must just emphasize this. It's I don't want to, if you want to keep on my sleeve. I'm sorry about it.
Okay. Maybe let me start by declaring that I'm not a professor, but thanks for the promotion. I'm not yet there. I'm Dr. Vatiso Papu Zamkaka. Ambassador and the Deputy Ambassador of France to South Africa, the Vice Chancellors and the Deputy Vice Chancellors from the University of Pretoria, University of South Africa, the founder of Blue Ocean Awards, the mayor of our city, City of Chuane, and all the executives from the City of Chuane, Technology Innovation Agency, Human Science Research Council, Innovation Hub finalists of Blue Ocean Awards, and all the other stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you this afternoon. And I greet you in an event, very auspicious event, that as a University of Technology we are so excited about. The event that aims at officially recognizing the outstanding innovators from various institutions who came up with
innovative solutions to assist our city in solving its service delivery challenges. This really resonates with us as a University of Technology, I must say, particularly because one of the things that we have deliberately decided upon is that we want to have a societal impact, and not just a societal impact, but a positive societal impact. Secondly, in our strategy as a university, we aim at producing future-ready graduates. So events such as this one speaks to what we are pursuing as a University of Technology. Just briefly about the Blue Ocean Awards before I speak to the importance of this collaboration and thus the significance of the Blue Ocean Awards as I've been requested. The Blue Ocean Awards are inspired by the Blue Ocean Strategy concept, which stems from the research work of W. Kim, as well as Renee Mobogne, on innovation through value. In their own words, bestseller Blue Ocean Strategy and Blue Ocean Shift, the two professors outlined how any company can break free from its competitors, just like our program director has alluded, to create a new market by proposing a divergent offer inspired by the experience of non-customers in its sector. The time of competition is over. It is indeed the time where we are creating new opportunities, as alluded to by our program director. And thus, this is a concept behind what we are here for today. Just highlighting the importance of the collaboration. This collaboration will enable our students, whom I call innovators, to access additional and international expertise from friends, which we are very much grateful for, not only as a University of Technology, but as a South African citizens. It further offers new perspective on innovation and builds relationship with the alumni of the Blue Ocean Awards, which for startups can be key to grow their business. And these are the things that we require. This will further offer technology startups the opportunity to test and validate their business models and solutions in a foreign market. Isn't that awesome? In terms of the international recognition, our innovators, being stamped as a Blue Ocean Initiative and join an alumni of the Blue Ocean Awards, they will definitely benefit. Business opportunities on an international market for our innovators, rock students. Lastly, the investment opportunities that this comes with is enormous. Participating on these events, colleagues, will offer funding opportunities to students through Blue Ocean Fund, and the panel of judges is composed of funders who will be looking at opportunity for investing in startups. So this is exposure that our youngsters are really in need of. And once again, we are truly grateful to be part of this. The significance of the Blue Ocean Awards is that it offers our students, who are our innovators, a new model of business, of moving away from competition, but rather to create a new market using processes such as visual awakening, exploration, ideation, new offerings, business plan, market validation, prototypes, experimentation. In closing, it is also important that during 2020 Inter-University Innovation Challenge, the Blue Ocean team conducted a boot camp to prepare the finalists of the Innovation Challenge, and the boot camp was of great success. Finally, I would have done injustice if I do not state that our very own TUT representative who is among us, Ms. Pinky Mukwena from the Faculty of Sciences, is one of the top who won the first prize during the 2020 Inter-University Innovation Challenge under the category of waste management. It is also important to mention that we have other students who got other positions. So to us, they are all winners in all the universities because we work as a society. Once again, we are not in competition. I would like to take this opportunity to express our sincerest gratitude to the city who saw it fit that we should have an opportunity as universities to impact our societies, because we are not existing in isolation as universities. We are existing to come up with solution of the challenges of the day and of the future. So this is what we stand for as universities. So we are not just there to produce only the academics, but we are producing the academics that will make a positive impact in our society. And to the city, we are truly grateful for such an opportunity. And I am therefore pledging our full support, and we commit that as a University of Technology, Chuane University of Technology in particular, we will continue to participate in events such as this. I thank you.
What does one say after that? Wow, thank you very much, Prof, for that insight and deep understanding of We Declare. Excuse me, Matthew. Apologies for that. Now for the moment that we've been waiting for, well, almost, to announce the two laureates and the two winners. But before we get there, it's quite important to understand that we had 8 finalists in total today. 4 of them was what we called from the French founder stream, startups that operate in South Africa that are French-based. And then we also had 4 startups from the city of Tuwani that came through the InterVarsity Challenge. We will shortly announce the winners, but what's important to say is that to the runner-ups, just directly after the event, I will request that you join us in front to really take pictures and also achieve some prizes. Because of the program and the tight program, we could not accommodate it as part of the flow today, but I kindly request that straight after the end of this program, please join us. And there you will be, we will ask some of our VIP guests to join us, some of our partners to take pictures with you as you receive your prizes. People that I need to acknowledge that will be part of that group that will take pictures from yourself would be Advocate Peter Hall, CEO of the Innovation Hub, Acting CEO of the Technology Innovation Agency, Mr. Patrick Krappi, Prof. Sunil Maharaj, Chair TICS Innovation Board, Chair of the TICS Innovation Board, as well as Ms. Sumaya Nasib, Acting General Manager for ESCOM Research and Testing and Development. So please remember that. With that said, let me call on the Head of Missions, Emmanuel Suke, to join me in front to announce first the winner of the French-based founder stream. But I'll also kindly ask that Executive Mayor, His Worship, Mr. Randall Williams, also join us just to hand over the prizes. And then I'll call on Mr. Stanley Steenkamp to also join us for pictures. And lastly, from Department of Science and Innovation, let me ask Mr. Dan du Toit to also join us, please. For a picture, yes. Now, yes.
Okay. Thank you everyone for being here this afternoon. Please stay assured that I will not indulge you with a long speech before announcing the actual laureates. I think everyone is waiting for that moment. So we're very pleased to host you tonight and to be ready to announce the results. I think it has been mentioned before me, so I understand that the work of the jury has been extremely difficult, given the overall quality of the projects and the candidates. So I wouldn't have liked to be in the jury's position, because they still had to make some choices, tough choices, I understand. So, so in advance, it's congratulations to the laureates, but also to all the participants who are here with us and who have already won their positions to be able to participate in this contest. So now, starting with the French Founders Laureate. The prize goes to Shop It. Congratulations. And it's founder Arnaud Blanchard. Congratulations, what an achievement, amazing. And I'm sure His Worship the Mayor and DDG Dutour will agree with me on that. I understand you'll be able to say a couple of words afterwards, huh? If I'm correct. So congratulations again. So now, for the South African Founders Laureates, assuming there is actually a paper within that envelope, which is the case. So I'm going to try to pronounce it well. So the prize goes to Metsi Atteindre. Congratulations. Congratulations. You made it. Congratulations. There's some emotion around here. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I think you need to both come back with us for a group picture, group photo. Okay, let's do that.
Perhaps, yes, yeah. Maybe on the stair, yeah. A round of applause. We can do much better than that. The prizes. And before you go, Matthew, can you just assist us with the handover? The winner, the French laureate, Shop It. Can you also join us, please? Oh, there you are. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day. The handover would be a book, and then token of appreciation, I think, to our French founder. And then be careful. Is that really the best? Thank you and congratulations. Just for a few minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, let me just call on the winners once again to join myself and Philippe on stage. We just have some questions to pose to you. should be easy.
I hope so.
Philippe, you want to go first? Okay. Why do you think you won?
Thank you. Well, I think it's a really hard work from all our team to get where we are today. And I started this journey 8 years ago. And I think it's all the work that we've put into it that finally come to fruition. So I know how difficult it can be to be an entrepreneur and to build a project like that. And we're very proud to the journey and where we are today. We hope that we'll still multiply by 40, because I've heard what you said. So we're ready for the hard work that comes, but I think it's just the realization of the work that we've done so far, and we're very happy to have been able to be part of this competition as well. We know how difficult it is to get to this type of competition, so thank you very much for having us here. And I think it's just hard work, and also a great place to start a company, South Africa. So that's all that made the prize today. Thank you.
Okay, a bit more courageous to share my answer after you. But I firstly want to say that it was unexpected on my side, primarily because I know how hard the other 3 startups have been working in their projects. I know them, and we've shared the journey since like last year with boot camps and all the hard work. But I think primarily why I probably won is the fact that my innovation is a triple threat, right? It's a triple impact thing. We're combating 3 different challenges at the same time. And I think that's what the Blue Ocean Matrix is about, finding that gap in an industry that's competitive, as you've said, a lot of you have said, but creating our own name, cementing ourselves, if you'll call it. And I think that may have stood out today, but again, the other participants are great. So yeah.
So I would just ask a few questions. How do you meet your first non-client? How do you come to this idea that says non-client of this product, and I want to address it?
I'll start because I've had a lot of non-clients that I interacted with. So we are a water purification startup, and I've heard a lot of people that said, listen, my grandparents have been drinking the same water and they are fine, and they grew up to be old. And my answer as a scientist is, you are absolutely right, but what you don't realize is that with the evolving world and changing dynamics of our society, there's new pollutants and new sorts of compounds that are introduced into our water systems that cannot be combated using our conventional techniques. And so you want this because we are combating and focusing specifically on those types of pollutants.
And on my side, the way I first met our non-client, so I arrived in South Africa 9 years ago with the aim of selling solar lights and clean cook stoves in KwaZulu-Natal and Eastern Cape. And we quickly realized that there was more pressing needs than just solar lights and clean cook stoves. Just being able to find affordable food at the spaza shop next door could be an issue for some people. And so the first non-customer that I met was actually in township in Cape Town. I just went there in Longa and went door to door and entered a spaza shop and asked them how much they paid for that product. And I figured out that they were not paying the right price because they could find a cheaper product. And that's how I started to partner with them to try to make their life a bit easier by making an app that enables spaza shop owners to compare prices at wholesalers, buy all their stock directly from their phone without having to leave their store, and by that enabling them to become more efficient and give better services to their customers. So it was just door to door, and I still go and meet them from time to time, so I enjoy it.
A round of applause. Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations as well then to TUT.
Okay.
So, just before we start with the concluding section, we were going to watch just 2 videos of 2 minutes each of the winners. Let's play it, please.
So I don't know, Chris.
Just to have a short overview of what the projects were about and what the winners did to deserve this win.
So I don't know if you can just move the slides. So I don't know if you can just move the slide. Yeah, just try. Okay, so what is very important first is this blue ocean is not just an academic exercise. Okay, and I will take my personal journey. When I went to the INSEAD business school, I did my executive MBA and was looking for non-client of cooking gas. Okay, why people are using charcoal, paraffin, electricity, and not gas with the most affordable and the cleanest energy for cooking? It's just because people can't buy a full cylinders every time it's empty. It's not everybody who got 120 rand in the pocket to buy gas when it's finished. Okay, so from this research I did at INSEAD, I created a South African startup 3 years ago, and we created pay as you gas. Okay, so people can go with a canister, pay with a voucher of 10 rand, and get cooking gas for 10 rand. So what I would like to emphasize for the 2 laureates is really from your research, you can do a very powerful startup, powerful business model, who will help a lot of people. So I would like to thank you, all the jury who were supporting the initiative. A lot of them are from the city of Chuane in the innovation. The other are alumni for INSEAD, and we spent few times and a few hours to find the right winners. So there was 4 companies for the French founders. There was, and the French founders who won is Arnaud Blanchet. I would just want to play his video to know what he's doing, what is Shop It.
Solar lights in rural areas in KwaZulu-Natal when I realized that there were actually more pressing needs for low-income consumers. They shop in informal stores that serve millions of customers every day in Africa, and yet these stores lack connection to formal economy, which means that they have a difficult access to affordable stock or to finance solution. The rapid growth of mobile technologies and the internet penetration is a fabulous opportunity to connect these stores and improve the lives of the store owners as well as the low-income consumer. That's why with my team we developed Shop It, a mobile app that enables informal grocery store owners to compare prices at wholesalers, buy all their stock directly from their phone at the best price, and we then deliver it to the doorstep within a few hours using an Uber-like model, creating jobs for local drivers.
Shabit and macnaha adigoo dukaankaada joogo oo meelna aad u dhaqaaqin aad ku helayso macnaha wax alla waxaad u baahan tahay fadhigaada lagu keenayo oo waqtina ka dhumin oo ganacsigaadana aadan ka tagin.
We save traders between 5 to 10% of the cost of their stock, increasing their income by 20%. We built a community of 4,000 informal traders. Our app is integrated with payment and logistics solutions and with wholesale management software, making it easily scalable. We're currently attracting 100 new stores per week, and we want to accelerate and reach 30,000 stores in South Africa within 2 years and start expanding in other countries. Shop It can be way more than a tool to decrease prices and tackle poverty. It is a tool to improve the skills of informal traders. For example, we're launching a challenge to teach them how to improve the display of the product on the shelves. We also create local jobs for drivers operating our deliveries and for unskilled youth like Kanile.
I'm helping the informal traders how to use the app, and I also work in the office with Excel, so I've got many skills now.
We want to connect low-income communities to internet using the stores of our users as Wi-Fi hotspots. It would serve them by attracting new customers that could connect to internet for free in exchange of filling in a questionnaire. Most importantly, ShopIt is a powerful tool to improve the distribution of social innovations like solar light or water filters. For example, our data tells us what stores sell the most paraffin and candles and how much the customers can afford, which enable us to distribute the right solar light at the right place.
We're on a mission to connect and improve the lives of 800 million people in Africa. Partner with us.
And for the South African founder, I will just show you the pinky video so you can have a proper idea of what is
It's a merger
Metziateng.
entity that thrives on the cutting-edge innovation of combining the restorative functions of two challenges that plague South Africa and many parts of the world's growth, that is, water treatment and waste management. Through scientifically tested measures, it hones the absorptive properties of naturally grown maize tassel, a type of organic waste that is cut and discarded when maize cobs are harvested, to purify water containing specific stubborn pollutants such as heavy metals, PFASs, and others. We design and create access to quality potable water to communities through our products that are catered at an impeccably affordable rate, which aid in linking the divide even across economically diverse societies. Our products include maize tassel infused filter taps, jugs, water bottles, and dispensers. As corny as it may sound, maize is more than amazing.
A round of applause. Thank you very much. As we now enter the closing ceremony, I'm going to call on our next speaker, Mr. Stanley Steenkamp, who is the CEO of Veolia South Africa. And as you approach the podium, Mr. Steenkamp, I really want to thank you for making this possible as our main sponsor for this event, for the South African chapter of the Blue Ocean Awards. We appreciate it, sir.
Thanks very much. I haven't got very much to say in terms of closing, but some interesting things that we picked up. After reviewing all of today's nominees and their various proposals, I'm reminded of an expression I once heard that said, finding opportunity is a matter of believing that it's there. And I think that's something that that I see in a lot of the young aspiring people that are around us now, is looking at those opportunities and seeing how they can actually grow it. So don't lose that. That's something really important, I think, especially even in private sector where opportunities come and we actually go through a process where we want to try and evaluate it and commercialize it. There's good ideas out there and keep them flowing. I think that's extremely important. The presentation of these ideas and the purpose behind each of these ideas is a clear indication of a future filled with growth and innovation, which is really important. Something that I noticed is out of the box thinking, and one of our colleagues said it earlier today, that out of the box thinking is really the building blocks for change, growth and sustainable development. And looking into the future, that's what we see here today, clearly showing a wealth of talent in our country, which is really good. Something that I am reminded of, though, is that an idea without execution remains a dream. And it's up to companies such as ours, Veolia as a water major, to actually look at helping others to help support the execution of these ideas. So thank you very much for the opportunity that we have here today. So it allows us to bring about these ecological transformations that we look at in our society. So I believe that we need to actually really continue to look at supporting the South African innovation ecosystem to ensure that we continue nurturing our young entrepreneurial minds. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank on my side the Blue Ocean team. I think you guys have done an excellent job. And thanks very much for affording us the opportunity to actually partake in these great initiatives. So thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm told you need to please indulge us for a moment. We need to cross over to Paris, or Paris, rather, Matthew, apologies. Matthew, are you ready for us? Shall we continue for now? Thank you. Let's continue with our program. I now call on the Managing Director of Michelin South Africa, Mr. Marcus Buffo-Boni.
Good afternoon. Must be my mic on? Good afternoon, everybody. I'd say it's been quite an amazing day, wouldn't you say? I'd also say, judging by the pictures that we've seen today, that the future indeed is in great hands. I want to start by congratulating all of our innovators. Now, whether you won today or you didn't, I think it's safe to say that you're still a winner. I'd say that the visibility that you've gotten today is big. And particularly for those of you who didn't win, go back, regroup, try again. For those of you who did win, congratulations. At Michelin, we are very, very, very particular about the environment and sustainability. And that's sort of the ethos of what we do as a company. Yes, we sell tires, but what we're really about is about minimizing the carbon footprint. Now, what I would say is, over the last few years, we've partnered with various players to minimize our logistics footprint in our mining business, for instance. I would say that we have partnered with an automotive manufacturer locally to test our green fuel efficient tires with black tires, regular tires if you know them, and in our testing we're seeing an 8% reduction in fuel utilization. Right. Look, on our journey from to achieve almost a zero carbon footprint, we still have a long way to go. We're still in the process of commercializing energy efficient tires in South Africa. We're looking at things like recycling, deploying some of our, I would say, fleet solutions, connected mobility solutions in South Africa. But more importantly, as we wind down this particular event, Michelin is a sponsor on the national level, on the global level, if you will. And today, I'm very proud that we at the local level are able to participate in this maiden edition, in this amazing event. So to the Blue Ocean team, I want to say thank you for making this happen. You have our commitment from Michelin that this is something that we intend to continue to partner with you on. Right, to all of our participants, I know it's getting a little chilly, so I'll be brief. We want to thank you for also being here. And again, to our innovators, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I now call on Mr. Dan Dutoit from the Department of Science and Innovation, Deputy Director General.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for this opportunity to just share with you why support for the Blue Ocean Awards is so important for us at national government at the Department of Science and Innovation. Would first of all like to recognize the Deputy Ambassador and of course the Executive Mayor, His Worship, and all the esteemed leaders of South Africa's National System of Innovation, the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, and other heads of organization. There are three key reasons why it was so important for us at the department to be present here today. Of course, as we all know, over the past almost 18 months, our world here in South Africa, in France and elsewhere, had to confront the COVID-19 pandemic and its terrible, devastating socio-economic consequences. But as the old cliche goes, in every crisis there's good news. And for us the good news was, more than ever, it has put to the forefront why investment and support for science, technology, innovation and entrepreneurship is so important. In South Africa and across the world, science, technology and innovation is at the forefront for that economic recovery. You may know that our president, as President Ramaphosa, has launched a new economic reconstruction and recovery program and has entrusted my minister, His Excellency Dr. Blayton Zimande, to lead the preparation of a new decadal plan, a 10-year plan for science, technology and innovation, which will harness South Africa's science, technology and innovation capabilities to really fight unemployment, inequality and poverty in our country. And the Blue Oceans Award program speaks very specifically to three key components of that decadal plan. First of all, in the decadal plan, we explicitly state we want to create new growth areas, new industries, and we want to support innovation and innovation amongst the youth and specifically from our previously excluded communities in those sectors. So there's perfect alignment with that policy objective. Secondly, it's not a decadal plan for the Department of Science and Innovation, it's not a decadal plan for the South African government, it's a decadal plan for all of South Africa, harnessing what we in our bureaucratic jargon would like to refer to as the National System of Innovation, which starts with national government, but yes, it's also provincial government, and we have the Innovation App here today. Very crucially, it's also our local government, and we see the excellent example of the work the Metro of Chuane is doing here. It's our academic institutions, it's the public funded research organizations, it's entrepreneurs, it's all of South Africa. And really, I would really like to congratulate the French Embassy and all involved, because what you've done through the Blue Oceans Award program, you've really assembled and mobilized all of those actors. I mean, we should perhaps enroll you and help us with that effort at the Department of Science and Innovation. But in thirdly, of course, we're not alone in this world. What COVID-19 has also shown, COVID-19 doesn't know any borders, neither does science and innovation, and we all have to work together. So it's international cooperation in practice with a very privileged and strategic partner, France. Et encore, Emmanuel remercie l'ambassadeur de notre part pour son soutien sans faille. France is really a strategic partner. As the nature of the responsibilities I'm entrusted with, I often have to speak at events like this kind, and of course we can do the diplomatic speak and say how important country X is. But with France we really mean it, because there is a deep and extensive partnership, whether it's bursaries for our students, whether it's co-investment in research infrastructures, for example, France is part of the SKA, or through the work which Mathieu has been doing, really groundbreaking, pioneering work in the field of innovation and entrepreneurship. So for all these reasons, the Blue Oceans Award program corresponds to what we are doing here, what we are doing at the Department of Science and Innovation. But perhaps then just to conclude, one other reason why this program is so important. Again, in our bureaucratic jargon, we often like to speak about something called science diplomacy. Of course, all the key diplomatic issues of today, whether it's climate change, food security, disease, that involve science. And we also need international cooperation for science to advance. But there's another key aspect of science diplomacy which is often ignored, and that is science and innovation and entrepreneurship has this unique ability to bring people together across cultural, national and other differences. Foster really solidarity friendship and partnership. And I'm sure we all agree our world is in desperate need of those values of solidarity and multilateralism. And the Blue Oceans Award program, by connecting South Africa and France, also plays that role. So again, congratulations to all involved, the winners and everyone, and you can certainly count on our support at the Department of Science and Innovation for this very important initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DDG. To the teams involved, you've heard from all the speakers now. I mean, there's the challenge. We need to take this to the next level. I now call on the French head of missions, Emmanuel Souquet.
Thank you very much, Mr. Program Director. And I think when the Deputy Director General of the Department of Science and Innovation was referring to the close ties that South Africa has with France, I think he himself, as you heard it, can testify to it, because it's not only the DDG, but also the Executive Mayor of Chuane, His Worship Mr. Randall Williams, who actually speak almost as good French as me. So I congratulate them already for that. So dear guests, dear Vice Chancellors, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Your Worship Excellency Randall Williams, Executive Mayor of Chuane, dear Dan, cher Dan, dear all, it's quite exciting to be here with you tonight with our French friends following us. As you may know, it may happen that we have 11,000 kilometers separating France and South Africa, but we actually are exactly on the same time zone. So we are very much closer than what we would think. And myself, as an alumni of HEC Business School in Paris, which is one of the partners of this Blue Oceans Award event, I have an additional occasion to be very excited to be with you tonight. So I think it's also a great opportunity for us to highlight that this is the actual first international edition of the Blue Oceans Award. And guess what? It just is happening in South Africa, of all places. So I think it testifies to the exceptional environment, exceptional ecosystem of startups and incubators that we can find in South Africa. And this is something that we mean. This is something that France and the French Embassy has been supported for quite a while, for I would say over the last 5 years at least, thanks to the team at the French Embassy, and especially Mathieu Bécu, who is our innovation attaché, who really did some groundbreaking work. And it's actually in South Africa that the French government has decided to support the first French tech community, because it's not only that South Africans themselves are excellent at having brilliant ideas and creating startups and setting up incubators. It's also that their excellency attracts foreigners and in numbers, and especially French young entrepreneurs who want to travel to South Africa to also create their own startup here. And I can give a couple of examples of those startups and incubators and all those links that we have between our two countries in that regard. I think the Vice Chancellor of UP mentioned the Tux Innovation Incubator in UP, which is in partnership with the École des Mines in Paris, actually. We could also mention the Launch Lab, which is an incubator supported by the University of Stellenbosch, which is in partnership with another incubator based in Bordeaux. So Bordeaux is not only known for its great wines, but also for its innovation ecosystem. So Bordeaux Techno West. But I could go on with a great number of other examples. And I think it just creates great ties between our two countries, great ties for the future, because it has been mentioned before me. Blue Ocean Strategy and the Blue Ocean Awards recognize the forward-looking capacity of the young people that are with us tonight, not only the winners, but all the participants, as I mentioned. And you have definitely to be forward-looking, to think about selling something to someone who hasn't told you that he or she wanted to buy that thing, that he or she doesn't even know it will exist someday. So it's a great capacity of ideation, of thinking forward, and we are very happy that France, through this network of incubators and startups, can participate in this very exciting journey. So I would like to thank all the participants tonight, the team of the Global Ocean Awards that did a great job in setting up this event with France and South Africa involved, the universities of South Africa and of the Chuane region that are represented tonight. It's very impressive to see how universities in South Africa, and especially in the Chuane area, are very innovative and determined about supporting innovation. We all know that when you're a young student, when you're a young entrepreneur, you can have brilliant ideas. It's not only ideas that will make you succeed. Creating a company, setting up a new project is a very, very risky period. And for you to succeed, you need a strong support from a great variety of partners. And they are all represented here tonight. They come from different walks of lives, but universities especially initiated that process. The city of Chuane, of course, and the executive mayor has also launched this challenge in the innovation challenge in the region of Chuane. It's also about industry, because you need funding. So I want to pay tribute to both Veolia and Michelin for their support for this event. They also have great insights when it comes to what we need to do to create smart cities, because it's the theme of this Blue Ocean Awards event this year. And I also, of course, want to thank the participants, whether they are South Africans, whether they are French. I want to commend them especially for their determination, because it's quite fair to say that it's not easy to launch a new project under normal circumstances, but it's even more difficult under COVID-19 circumstances. And these students could have been deterred by the current, I would say, health and economic circumstances, and they have not. And I think they were right, because it has been mentioned before me that the Blue Ocean Awards are actually an actual gate to success. It has been said, I think, that over the last 7 years, all the winners of the Blue Ocean Awards have found funding within 6 months, actually. And the winners also have seen their valuation being multiplied by 10 in 3 years, and for some of them up to 40 times. So let me conclude by congratulating the winners again, congratulating the participants, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Matthew, a few weeks ago when I engaged with Alba, the founder of Blue Ocean Awards, and I asked him whether he ever thought that the first international chapter of Blue Ocean Awards would be on the continent of Africa, and he just laughed and he said no, but he welcomed it. Well, here we are. With that said, let me now call on the Executive Mayor of the City of Tuwani, His Worship Mr. Randall Williams, to come and address us.
evening, everybody. I think we've now reached early evening. We started out in the afternoon, and I'm now in the graveyard shift of a very long list of speakers, but I think it was necessary. And well done to the winners of the competition, startup competition, but also well done to all the participants. I'm sure it was a great experience for all of you. Program Director, First Councillor Mr. Emmanuel Souke, CEO of Veolia South Africa, Stanley Steenkamp, Vice Chancellors of our 3 Chuane-based universities, UNISA, Chuane University of Technology, and also University of Pretoria. VP Innovation Connected Mobility Services at Michelin, Oliver Buhay, President of the Task Force Sustainable City at MEDEF International, Gerard Wolf, Director of International Affairs at ASHEC Paris, Philippe Oster, South African government officials, participants of the Blue Ocean Hackathon final, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and if I omitted acknowledging anybody, I'll do the South African thing and say all protocol observed. It is truly a privilege to be here today representing the city of Chuane as we celebrate this monumental occasion, the first Blue Ocean Awards South African edition. It is truly a pleasure to be the host city of such an event that promotes such dynamism in innovation. In November 2019, the city of Chuane, in partnership with the French Embassy, the University of Pretoria, the Chuane University of Technology, and of course, also UNISA should have been mentioned here, I'm certain, the Innovation Hub and other key stakeholders launched a first of its kind initiative in local government called the Chuane Inter-University Innovation Challenge. The aim of the initiative was to connect the city with student innovators, entrepreneurs in the 3 major universities in Chuane. This was done to source innovative solutions that would assist us to address some service delivery challenges such as revenue collection. We could certainly do with that, sitting with a debtor's book of over 17 billion rands, waste management, cable theft, and traffic control in the CBD of Chuane. It's important to acknowledge that as a city, we have partners with sufficient intellectual capital and knowledge that can potentially collaborate with our technical teams to find lasting solutions. Exactly a year later, when I had just been elected as the executive mayor of Chuane in November last year, the Chuane Inter-University Innovation Challenge concluded with an award ceremony where students were awarded prizes for their proposed innovations. The winning students are currently enrolled in various incubation programs with the Innovation Hub and TUX Novation, an incubation facility at the University of Pretoria. Since the launch of the Inter-University Innovation Challenge program, the Blue Ocean Awards have been regarded as a strategic partner that will not only position the city of Chuane's innovation programs on an international platform, but also strengthen our diplomatic relations between the city and the French Embassy. The Blue Ocean Strategy training program that the students were exposed to has enabled them to have a global view of entrepreneurship. It has also showed them how they are able to make their brands, products, internationally appealing and competitive. It is important that we continuously remind ourselves that innovation is at the heart of organizational transformation, and it is important to constantly remember that in order for us to meet the needs of our residents, we need to innovate and create knowledge value. It is for that reason I'm happy to announce that the city, working in partnership with UNISA's Directorate for Research, Innovation and Commercialization, very important in South Africa, we have a dearth of venture capitalism in South Africa. So commercialization is a huge challenge in South Africa. And this is exploring further collaboration on establishing blue ocean corners within the city of Chuane. This bold initiative will be the first of its kind in South Africa, which will assist in building capacity to ensure execution of the blue ocean strategy in the city. We envisioned this initiative going a long way in remodeling and transforming Chuane into Africa's innovation capital. I want to applaud all those that avail themselves to be part of this process. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to congratulate all the participants and winners. Because at the end of the day, you are all winners. May you continue to inspire us while we continue to strive for better service delivery for the people of Chuane. I thank you.